Man, this story is so compelling. I really wish I knew how to read. Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Just checking out a copy of Tomy from Junji Ito's collection. Got it off of Books A Million, and you should do the same. Feel free to check out the link in our bio, the link in the description of this video. Feel free to go on hubtaku.com and check out the Books A Million link. Get you a discounted copy of this. Any other manga you're looking for under the sun, they got it. You want your Bleach, you want your Sailor Moon, you want your Chainsaw Man, you're going to be able to see that on the site at a discounted rate. And most importantly, it's a physical copy. Nothing beats the paperback, dude. Feel free to check it out. That's booksamillion.com. Check the link in our bio, get you a discounted rate, and always keep your head in the clouds. Hello, howdy everybody. Welcome to yet another episode of Air It Out, brought to you by your host Vonnie of Hubtaku. I'm excited for this episode, bro. I can't even lie to you. I got two very gracious faces here in this space. Stumbled upon them through Instagram, went through Spotify to see what they was about. Seen their podcast, that shit's bah. So I wanted to make sure that y'all were actually put in touch as well. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with today?
Hi, I guess I'll go first. Well, I am Gianna Luna, and I am one of the co-hosts of Shoujo Sundae. I'm very excited to be here this evening.
Yes, and I am Chica Supreme, the other half of Shoujo Sundae. It's nice to be talking with you, Bonnie, and Hubtaku fans. Nice to meet y'all.
Hey, not for nothing, a lot of our fans are one and the same, so the people who is going to be watching this either already know you or need to know you and will know you after this episode. So, the first thing I want to do is I always like to start off with this section called Air It Out. The rules are as simple. You can literally speak the one thing that's on your mind right now. It could be literally anything under the sun. You could say, bro, I hate chocolate. That shit is the worst food item ever. It could be, wow, I really had a nice souffle today. It could be anything under the sun. Whatever y'all do, just speak to it, and then I will find a way to weave it back into y'all as far as Shoujo Sundae goes, as far as just all of that. So who wants to go first?
I don't know, Chica, do you want to go first?
Sure, I feel like Gianna and I are in one mind when it comes to this. But something that is heavy on my noggin is actually the treatment of a character in Maid-sama. So, right. So, if you guys are fans of Shoujo Sundae, then you're not gonna know that what we're talking about. So, Ali Hyodo is at least Gianna and I felt that Ali was a character that in our mind seems to be transgender, and they love to dress up in like pretty maid outfits, Victorian based wigs, all of that. They look absolutely gorgeous, and throughout the anime they are constantly told that they need to change themselves, that they aren't allowed to wear the clothes that they created, because it's not as if they're going out to buy these outfits. They make them by hand, consistently being shamed for just wanting to dress how they feel on the inside. And that pisses me off. So
Yeah, it ends up becoming a punchline throughout the series that Aoi keeps getting kicked out of their house because of the way that they identify and the way that they want to express that identity through clothing. And it just becomes increasingly more frustrating the more it happens, because you're constantly being hit over the head with people telling them like, oh, you should be more manly, or wow, look at you wearing boys' clothes today. Isn't that great? And it's just, I don't, like, my heart breaks for this little kid, this fictional child. But yes, yeah.
So riddle me this, because the last time I'd watched Maid-sama was years ago. I mean, like, I might have been maybe a teenager or before that. When they were going through those motions and they kept kicking them out the house and just making them that kind of a punchline, was it more comical or did they actually add a serious tone to it? I don't remember exactly that piece.
No, it was, they try to make it comical. It's just that it's illegal. Like, I mean, if you give birth
Junior
to
high
a
student.
child,
Yeah.
they're a minor, you can't just kick them out of their house because they aren't dressing the way that you want them to dress. Um, and so I think that it's just really a harmful message to put out. And I know that when Maid Sama came out, the time frame was like, the 2010s. That things are different, like were different back then in relation to like social justice. But I feel that even back then, there's a certain level of respect and care that you should give to the LGBTQIA plus community, and they just don't do it. And I mean, of course, Gianna and I are more upset about how Aoi was treated by their family, but I feel that even throughout Maid Sama, there have been different touches of um, I don't know. I wouldn't say queer baiting, but it's like there were different times where it's like, oh, okay, maybe the male lead is kissing another side character that's a boy and everything. And then there's just like this very weird dynamic that happens post that. Or then if Mizaki is really happy being around girls and dressing up as a boy, then all of a sudden she needs to be reminded of her femininity and she shouldn't be too comfortable like doing that.
Yeah, that was very frustrating.
Yeah, very frustrating. So yeah, I thought that would be a perfect thing to air out because like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Do y'all feel like shoujo now does a better job of just perpetuate, I don't want to say perpetuating better stereotypes per se, but they're better about the stereotypes that were in place from shoujo before versus now? Do you feel like maybe there's a lane for there to be more discussion? Do you feel like maybe they're handling a lot of those nuanced discussion a bit better? Like, what's your stance on that?
I'm a bit of an anime noob. I'm going to be very honest. So my knowledge of shoujo then versus shoujo now is very minimal, which is a big part of the reason why I wanted to jump into this podcast. Is I love anime. I just never had the time to watch it. So I wanted an excuse to sit down and like really watch and examine this media. Based on the little bit of knowledge I have, it does seem like things are improving in that aspect. Like there's a show that we recently just wrapped up reviewing Kagaki Shoujo, and I feel like there are really fun themes in that, like just the, I don't want to say glorification, just like the fangirling over girls playing male roles, like that's beautiful to see. There's nothing like controversial about that. It's just part of this world. So putting that right against Maid Sama, where it's like Usui wanted to put Misaki in her place and remind her how she's a female and he has male dominance over her because she liked serving girls at her cafe while dressed as a boy. Like, putting those two next to each other, it really seems like there's been big strides there. But that's my minimal experience.
Yeah, I feel like it's the same. I also agree. I agree with what Gianna said in that there's sort of better about it. I won't give them like 100% credit because I still feel like it could be better, For instance, I mean, I know that we're talking about shoujo, and I also don't know if this counts. I think it does. Yuri on Ice.
I would count it.
Okay. Okay, because I would say it's a great show and everything, right? But like other shoujo, where's the second season? Like, okay, here we go. We're talking about like our community. We're talking about the LGBTQIA plus community. And here you have this show that took off, that or at least a lot of people really loved Yuri on Ice. And what's the next point? When are we gonna get it? Like a
now
movie?
What? Right.
Yeah.
Like, for me personally, it feels like they're now starting to get their footing on that front, and we're seeing a bit of a difference. Even, let's not say a shoujo, let's walk and say something like a what's the name of that anime that just recently came out? God, it's a magical girl anime, Wonder Egg Priority.
Okay.
Wonder Egg Priority, for example, you take something like that and how they tackle things like mental health in a completely different light than what we used to get. It's much more mature. It's much more nuanced. I think that they're starting to teeter towards that point. There's still a ways to go, but I think maybe that just might be the stigma of how they look at things in Japan versus how things are looked at here in America. And
Yeah.
also, a lot of these old habits just die. Just I think we really get to a place where like, okay, now we consistently have really great anime down the line that's touching on a lot of these points. I do like the fact that they're working towards it, even if they have missteps, like how some people feel about, say, a My Dress Up Darling, things like that. They're trying. It seems like, personally. I don't know, man, but like, to the point of the shift in shoujo, what would you say is the messiest shoujo that you've watched? I'm talking peak filth.
Oh no, let me rack my brain. Most of the anime I have consumed was like 10 years ago in
Mhm.
like my college time days where I was like after school watching anime. So I gotta I gotta think about it. Hmm.
And that's cool too, because a lot of my favorite anime, to be honest with you, are the older ones. I do watch the newer ones, but a lot of the older ones were the ones I grew up on. Like me personally, I'm gonna go and say, listen, the filthiest show that I've seen, either we could say Citrus as far as shoujo goes.
That might be it. Yeah, that's a good
Mhm.
one. Yeah, that might be it for me.
Either Citrus or Marmalade Boy, I'm running with personally.
I haven't
Oh
seen that
yeah.
one.
Girl,
Now we're yeah.
swinging, they're swinging in that. That's all I would tell you. It's like we might review it sometime, but they swing. The parents swing, and it's a lot.
Ooh.
Like,
Please
um,
let me know if you ever end up doing that, Marmalade Boy. I will be tuned in every single episode. Every time y'all drop that shit, like, it's 76 episodes of pure filth, and I live
Ooh.
for it.
Oh gosh.
right. Um, okay, so I feel like I know enough about it. I haven't watched it personally, but from what I've heard, Peach Girl is trash. Absolute dumpster fire trash. um, I never really had plans on watching it because of how bad people talk, and I believed it because I've been like a shoujo manga collector for years, over a decade.
Mhm.
And there was a time where I was like, "Oh, should I get Peach Girl?" And then even back then, like when I was in my teens, I was just like, "This seems like a lot's going on here." Like, I don't know about that, but I would say, in my own experience, the messiest one I've seen is an anime called Ceres. Um,
Rings a bell.
yeah, so it was created by this mangaka Yu Watase. She's known for like Fushigi Yugi, Absolute
Mm.
Boyfriend, Imadoki. Yeah. So Ceres is messy because like there's these twins and it looks like some cest is kind of involved or whatever. But
Oh
then
Oh.
no.
in the beginning, but then one of them like gets taken, and then the girl one, she's just like, I gotta get my brother back, and it's kind of just confusing because it's like, are you getting him back because like you want to save him, or are you getting him back because
Back because Boom Chicka
you
Wow
want to
Wow.
right,
Oh no.
like right, and then there's like some robot man or something like who was against her, and then it was for her. It was a lot going on. So I would say that.
I kind of want to go back and watch this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of want to go back and hate watch this just for the fact of the explanation that you gave me.
Yeah, same. It sounds like you know how you watch like trash reality TV show just to like be reminded that your life is normal and it's great. Like that feels like
Hmm.
I would get the same feeling from watching what you just described.
Like, I don't know if I'm overdue for a Jersey Shore or a Flavor of Love rewatch, but in my spirit, I know I need that. Like, just to
Yeah.
hate watch the TV. Like, yo, my life is good right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I want to say, I don't know if the anime we reviewed with Kawaii Disappointment, is that
I was gonna
shoujo?
say, I think I
Yes,
was gonna
that's
ask you, I
where
think it's
it's
technically a shoujo because that was on like the
oh my god.
past the 10th degree of like really disturbing and messed up.
What was it
Happy
called?
He
Sugar
looked
Life.
this up. Happy Sugar Life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, let me
Happy
look this
Sugar.
up.
It's a
Happy Sugar
horror.
Yeah.
Life. Oh, that sounds bad. I'm searching it up
It's
myself too. Happy Sugar Life. That's
Is it a
giving me Scum's
shoujo?
Wish vibe. Oh, this looks bad.
It is
yeah,
very bad. Oh my
and
Oh,
I
gosh.
like horror
Oh, it's
and like
shonen. Never mind.
oh, it's shonen. Surprise shonen. We're
Oh, you're
no
right.
strangers to that. Thinking something's a shoujo, but it's
mm-mm,
actually a shonen.
mm-mm.
Yeah.
I see the pink. I see pink hair, red eyes, and just like the dilated
No
pupils. I'm good. Thank you though.
arms.
It's like you, even if it's a shonen, guys, we are recommending that you do not watch it.
Don't do it.
You
Don't
don't.
put yourself through it.
Don't, like, never in my life. Never in my life. Like, trauma.
Yeah.
Like these girls, they get. Okay, so can we spoil it
Hey,
a
fuck
little
it.
bit? Because
Fuck it.
we don't have the whole. We didn't watch the whole thing. Okay,
No.
I'm
so
gonna tag a spoiler warning right here, and then go ahead.
So the pink-haired girl, right? She's grown. She's in high school or whatever. But apparently, she used to be fast, but she stopped being fast, and then she was working in multiple restaurants. She wanted to take care of her wife, but the thing is, her wife looks like she's still in elementary school, like jail. So I don't know
Like-
how that even happened. Right, literally looks like she's in jail. The blue-haired girl in the poster,
That's her wife.
That's her love. of
her wife.
Oh, I will never watch.
Lover.
I will
Yeah,
never
the
watch
love of
this
her
shit.
life. It's horrible. It's so uncomfortable. There is like not a good
Fuck
moment.
out of here. Fuck
We
no.
went in blind.
We went in blind. Yeah, we went in based off the title. We're like, this sounds like it'd be like an interesting horror concept, whatever Happy Sugar Life is, and we were put through it. Oh my god.
Oh my
my
gosh, like I
God.
thought it would be, like Happy Bunny. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like,
Buddy, absolutely.
yeah, and they would just randomly be violent, but it was like they're supposed to be. I thought it was gonna be like that, but it was violent in a very realistic, bad way,
Nah.
like kidnapping, molestation,
Mm-mm.
Like dark, like dark, like so bad.
like there's so all of the things, everything that line could be crossed is crossed in it, and we only saw like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
And
This,
stuff.
this shit about to make me clear my cookies. I'm all the way good on this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck.
it's
Um,
bad as hell.
Let me take a step back from this for a second. So, I'm sorry. I wanted to take a step back and intertwine this back into just Shoujo Sundae, but before I get to that point, I want to talk about the two of you, the individuals. I want to start with Gianna. I did my research before coming into this actual interview just to see, like, okay, who are these people that I'm talking to? What are they about? Just to learn more. Word on the street is you are a talented pianist. Can you speak to this, please?
Oh, well, thank you. It's what I do for work. I'm a dueling pianist. I work at a dueling piano bar downtown in my city. So it's what I do for work. It's what I've always loved to do. I've been playing piano since I was 3. When I was like growing up, I would tell people like the piano is my best friend. It knows all my secrets because like I always like write a song about whatever I'm feeling. But yeah, it's what I do. It's what I love.
So I have a quick side question about this, and I'm going to sound like a complete idiot, but what is a dueling pianist?
Okay, that's actually a very valid question. A dueling pianist is so at the bar, there's a stage we have set up, and among some other instruments, it's 2 pianos like facing each other. So there's 2 players on, and we kind of like one person plays a song, another person plays a song, but sometimes it'll be like in the middle of the song, and it's like, hey, partner, play a solo, and like you're doing a lot of stuff by ear, like following along like what your partner's playing, and we do rotate around the other instruments, but the show's mainly about like the 2 people on the pianos.
So y'all are having like a battle of the bands in the club, essentially?
Yeah, pretty much. We play club music.
Nice. Shit, that actually sounds cool. Not for nothing. Like 2 pianos going back and forth on that front. Yeah, like is this something where an atmosphere where I'm walking in is very like kind of chill and tame? Is this something where people like actually up and dancing a bit, or like what's the vibe?
So it depends on when you walk in.
Mhm.
So at the beginning of the night, it's usually like happy hour. We might play some softer stuff. But towards the end of the night, I mean, I gotta tell you, I'm up there doing WAP by Cardi B. Like, it gets, we get the whole band involved, you know, we got like saxophone, we all play drums, bass, and like piano, and it's just a bunch of rotating genres, rotating instruments, and it gets pretty wild in there, honestly.
Fuck, that's actually really cool.
It's a fun
Like,
time.
and so on a side note to Chica, as I did my research on you, I seen they did the cosplaying. The shit was amazing. Let's talk about it.
Thank you.
Let's talk about these fits first of all. I think my favorite one might have been. I feel like there was a Sailor Moon character you did, but that wasn't the one that came to mind. It was the one from Samurai Champloo.
Oh, Fu.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I did Fu from Samurai Champloo. That was so much fun. Yeah, I mean, I feel like, cosplaying is really whatever you make it, and obviously Fu is not a black girl, but I love the character like so much, so I wanted to dress up as her, and I was able to like meet the voice actors.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so like the guy that did Battle Cry, like I met him, I took a photo with him. Who else did I meet? Marcus D. He also helped like when creating like there's different people or whatever. Like I knew they were coming, but I was just like, oh, I'm gonna do. Oh, I'm so shitty. I met Minmi.
You met Minmi?
Yeah, I met Minmi.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I met Minmi at Otakon 2019. I like literally almost like bust out crying, at the time when I was under a different social handle at the time, but I like put messages on it on my Instagram story, and she shared it and stuff. It was awesome, and it was especially awesome because people paid for that experience, but I did not. It's very ghetto, guys. It's very ghetto. The thing about it is that when we left the little concert that they did for Samurai Champloo, like they had this line where you could buy merch, and then on the other side you could like see people doing the meet and greets. And so people doing the meet, it started petering out because at the time my friend and I were like at the very back of the line for like merch. So we finished up with that. We walked over to the other side, and then they were also like finishing. So all I did, I was just like, oh yeah, like
just like
vibes.
Way in there.
Right, I'm like vibe my way into this line. Like, yeah. Oh my gosh, wow, take a picture or whatever with me. And then it actually happened. So yeah, but I mean it meant the world to actually meet her and stuff. Like I have played other songs and stuff from her when I was growing up, and so I was just like, I can't believe it, like she's touching my back right now.
Yo, like at that point you would feel goated, like holy shit, met one of my idols, I am out here.
Yeah.
You are probably gonna hate me when I tell you my actual opinion on Samurai Champloo though.
Oh god. Okay.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. I personally feel like the music is the greatest piece of the show. Past that point, when I think about the actual story and shit, like from what I remember, I was like, yo, what really actually happened? Now, it might constitute a rewatch. I'm not gonna say it's trash because that'd be fucked up of me to say, but I do like telling people it's trash just for the sake of seeing their reactions. I'm gonna go back. That's one of those in my queue. I'm like, you know what? When I'm gonna stop being ignorant, I'm gonna actually watch that show and see what was really to it.
I feel like, I mean, when I was watching it on Toonami originally, I loved it just because it sounded like it was from us, it had hip hop and everything, and so it's just like, oh, like this is so cool, look at them like having these fights and stuff, and then all of a sudden some rap comes on, I'm like, yeah, let's go. But the actual story, I feel like I just resonate with certain parts of it. And so I'm open to just saying like a big part of my love for Samurai Champloo is my nostalgia, because it just came during a time when I fell in love with anime, and it was something like that was there that resonated with me. So I mean, if people dislike it, that's okay. I would say this, I'm not really a bebop girl, but Cowboy Bebop is a shoujo, you know.
Outlaw Star was better. Continue.
But yeah, yeah, but I mean, you know, it was either like a lot of people talking about Cowboy Bebop and like it just wasn't for me. And so the shampoo, I was like, shit, that's for me. Like, you know, like I'm gonna get into it. So
I fuck with that though. Like, an honest discussion on like why it's your favorite is very important, and a lot of my favorites, to be honest with you, are strictly based on nostalgia purposes too. Like, it was like, yo, in the moment I watched this when I was a kid, I'm fucking with this is great, and I'm gonna stick to that feeling that it gave me when I was a child, and that's why it's my favorite. And I think that's probably okay. I don't think we really need to go around being like, well, this one is better because this, or that one's better because of that, when we realize like it's all just subjective anyway.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's that. But like, so like, okay, I've learned about the musical talents of Gianna. I've learned about just the sheer, I don't want to say luck per se, but the art of the finesse with Chica. How did y'all blend these two together and make Shoujo Sundae a thing? Like, how did y'all come to be?
So I was actually looking for a long time to like find somebody to collab with, and I was just kind of putting the word out there. And it eventually reached Chica, and she sent me an email. I'm like, we should maybe have a call together. And we jumped on a Discord call that lasted way longer than I thought it was going to last. We were just like talking about pretty much what we ended up putting in like our introductory episode. We were kind of having that conversation with each other the first time we talked. And I was like, I don't have to talk to anybody else. This person's like really great. Like, I'm really excited to like blossom this little friendship with her. And she had all these cool ideas, like way cooler than the original ideas I had. I'm like, I think we're gonna work together really well.
Yeah, I mean, don't put yourself, because you came up with the idea of the podcast in the first place,
Yeah.
you know? That's why it's like, if you, on our website, like, I made sure to be like, Gianna is the founder. Like, I came in, like, but I feel that, you know, yeah, I found Gianna was looking for a co-host, and at the time, I always wanted to really just launch myself somehow within entertainment, within what I liked. Like, I was doing cosplaying, but everybody cosplays, and I wasn't really getting like the reach that I wanted. And I think on top of that, what was more important to me was just building community around myself, that sort of just like the same things that I did and stuff. And like, you can go to a bunch of conventions, but usually like it's not necessarily as easy to meet people at conventions in that way. It's like you can go to the panels and stuff, but you're paying attention to the panelists. Like, you're not, oh hi, like let me go talk to you. Like, it's not really like that or open like that. Most
Not
of
to
the time,
mention, people are just weird too in person when you go to them.
right. Like, a lot of people smell like Doritos and ass at times, you know?
Yo,
Like, they might be nice, but
nah, I need to get this off my chest again. When I went to DreamCon this past July, there was a tweet that went out by Black Girls Anime that said that this was the best smelling con, to which I replied and said, listen, no, that's not the case, because I walked into the artist alley, was going to do interviews with people and stuff, just like shaking hands and everything. The smell of just like unwashed derriere just wafted throughout the room, and at that point I said, you know what, I'm going to about face and go elsewhere away from this, because I'm about to go off on somebody and I don't need this in my spirit. Like, it was bad.
No.
It was real. It can be real bad. Like, do you know how disgusting it is that I can discern what chips people ate when they're at conventions? Like, I will be put off of Cool Ranch. I love Cool Ranch.
Oh,
right,
no.
but if I go to a convention, trust, it'll take me 6 months to eat Cool Ranch again because of the smell of like Cool Ranch, Mountain Dew, ass. It's like, it's too much. It's too much for me.
The name of this episode might be Cool Ranch Cheeks. It might be.
Oh no.
Oh god. Oh god. But yeah, But like I said, when it comes to conventions, it's not necessarily easy to meet up with like-minded people. Like you want to, but then it can be awkward and stuff. And so I saw like starting Shoujo Sunday with Gianna as like this opportunity to just find other people that love shoujo because 9 times out of 10, probably 10 out of 10, if somebody likes shoujo, then they actually like a whole bunch of different anime
That's a
and
fact.
stuff. So it's
Yeah.
like, okay, I can talk to you about shoujo, but we could switch over to shonen because this is other thing that I like, or we can switch over to seinen or isekai or all this different stuff, you know.
Mhm.
So yeah, so I saw the opportunity and I was just like, Gianna, like let's do it, let's be friends, and
Yeah.
then it happened.
So to that point, y'all came together, made. And by the way, Gianna, are you the one that's like actually mixing the podcast episodes?
Yes, I am.
So I don't ever want to hear you say anything about, oh, I just did this or I just did that, because nah, like the
Right.
audio quality is impressive as shit.
Thank you.
Right?
Thanks so much.
Gianna be playing
What?
herself, okay? She is like this magnificent person. I'm gonna give you your flowers, okay?
Thank you. I'm not
Magnificent
going to push you away this time. Thank you.
She sings, okay? She plays all these instruments, okay? Like it's more than piano, the drums, all of these, the ukulele. She plays a lot of different things, and she was putting out like her music and writing songs and stuff. Like she is like top notch, just amazing.
So
Thank
my,
you so much.
if I was to listen to a Gianna Luna song, what would be the first one you would have me listen to? Is there something out there that I can go back and actually play?
So, long story short, no. I've like rebranded and done like different projects and worked with different people over the years. So I unfortunately do not have music out right now.
Mhm.
But I recently realized I have enough original songs to record an album. And it's something I so desperately want to do because I'm so proud of these songs. But I think there might be some snippets on like my Instagram highlights of some originals. But other than that, there's nothing out yet. But it's definitely a yet.
Hey, if you see a random account looking at these snippets and just randomly liking shit, don't say nothing. Just know it's me.
Okay.
Yeah, she also has covers, you guys. Y'all just have to search social media deep enough and you'll find them.
Yeah.
She sounds great. And I'm a very like picky person, and I also like, I'm telling the truth, I also get like secondhand embarrassment because one time I was in high school and then this girl like sang for one of our projects in
That shit
English.
was garbage, wasn't it?
Oh my gosh, getting secondhand embarrassment so hard because I'm just like, I don't even know the beat. Like, what? Whatever. So, like, trust. If I like it, you're gonna like it.
What are y'all both listening to currently?
So- Well, I guess very recently, like this past Wednesday, I went to a Super Guitar Bros and Ninja Sex Party concert, if you're into nerdy stuff like that.
Shout out to Ninja Sex Party. I found out
Yes.
them from Game Grumps.
Yes.
Fucking hilarious.
I love them so much.
So Ninja Sex Party you're listening to. Who was the other band that you said?
The Super Guitar Bros. They opened up for Ninja Sex Party. They do like video game covers and they're fantastic guitar players.
Did the Super Guitar Bros do any music for like Sonic, like covers or anything like that? They might have, because it rings a bell for some reason. Because I like a lot of what I do is I go on YouTube and actually search up like covers of certain songs from video games, from anime and stuff like that. So I'll pop it and see somebody like say the Consoles or like somebody like a Savage Regime or some random shit like that. So like I don't know why that rings a bell to me, but it's killing me right now.
They did recently put out a Zelda album. This is Soleil. I guess she's saying hi.
Hey, shout out Soleil.
They did recently put out a Zelda album. A Sonic cover doesn't spring to mind right away.
I'm just
But yeah.
gonna note them down so that I can check this out. And Chica, what about you?
I've been listening to the Renaissance album by
Okay.
Beyonce.
Favorite song on that album?
America Has a Problem.
Ah.
You thought I was gonna say Alien Superstar? I do.
No, I was
Or Cuff
I was
It.
I was
Which-
not. The correct answer really is supposed to be Virgo's Groove, but I respect it regardless.
Some bad run-ins with some Virgos. So that was never
Yo, me
gonna
too.
be- that was gonna be my choice. Like, the only Virgos I really rock with is like my niece and brother-in-law. But like, you
And
know,
even then, is it from like afar to an extent sometimes?
oh no. Like, we
The
tight.
long, all right, y'all smooth.
We tight. Yeah, but yeah.
I haven't
America
met a
has
Virgo yet that hasn't pissed me off, so that's why.
like they be doing a lot sometimes. I mean, I'm sure like not all of y'all are bad. You know, I didn't mention my family, but
My ex is a Virgo.
Oh,
see.
yo, Gianna, you are so strong. I just want you to know that, and I stand with you in solidarity.
Yes.
Never do
Yes.
that shit again, though.
Never again in life. Never.
I won't.
One of my
don't
exes
mind-
was a Virgo. No.
Why y'all out here dating Virgos on purpose?
Oh, it was an accident. I didn't realize, and then when I realized it was kind of too late. But
Yeah, I think the same goes for me.
What are y'all's? If you don't mind me asking, what are y'all's your sun signs?
I'm a Scorpio sun.
I'm a Taurus sun.
Okay.
Oh, look. Okay, what's your sun sign?
I'm a Pisces.
I'm a Pisces
Okay.
moon.
Yo, I'm Pisces sun, Cancer moon, Scorpio rising.
Okay.
So
That's
yeah,
neat.
yeah, but the emotions, like sometimes I just kind of
I
want to
know.
exist. It's like fuck, why do I feel everything right now?
Literally everything. I'm a Sagittarius rising.
Oh wow.
I'm
Yeah,
a lot. That's why I create things. I gotta put it somewhere.
And Chica, what about you?
Taurus sun, Aries moon, Scorpio rising. So I was born to fight.
Yeah.
I was born to
Yes.
fight. I try not to, but I get mad, and y'all hear that a lot in the podcast. Usually when
It's
I'm
all
talking,
valid though.
but it's like when I'm talking the most is when I'm talking about shit in the anime that pissed me off. And it's like, oh, hot fudge, ice cream, you scream. Okay, chicken time, let's go.
Like there it is let's go. I'm screaming. Like, hey, and that tells me every bit of what I need to know on that front, because I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna be on your good side going forward. We are two people. We're good.
Right? Yes. Yeah. I mean, I don't easily go off on people and stuff. I would say it takes me a good while to be like, okay, I'm going at your head or whatever. But
You gotta like have you royally fucked up for you to like come out your
right.
Yeah. A Virgo would do that to you though.
They really do. They really do.
So like, what's the ultimate goal on a side note for Shoujo Sundae? Like, what do you plan to do with this entity? Like, where are you looking to catapult this? And what like actual things do you have in store soon?
So I feel like what we keep saying to each other is like all we want to do is reach people and share in the joy that is shoujo and get to have conversations with people from all over about this universal thing that we love so much. I know that we are planning on launching a Patreon in the future and
Let's
doing
go.
some fun bonus content on there. That's all I can think of for like immediate plans. We're like thinking about what shows we're going to review next year. We have some fun ideas. I'm very excited.
You got any sauce that y'all can like share right now? Like, I heard Marmalade Boy potentially Mabley, but like, what we looking at?
Ghibli films?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Ghibli films. Yeah, we're gonna be doing that soon. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we're trying to figure stuff out. We'll see in the new year. Maybe we'll start interviewing people. It kind of just depends depends on
Mhm.
how things go. But yeah, I feel like the most important thing to us right now is just building that community. I don't want to necessarily like say fan base or whatever, because it's like I don't really see myself like as a star or whatever, but building that community that loves shoujo and like listens to us talk about it, I feel like that's the most important thing. And then, you know, I guess like a good long-term goal is us, I don't know, either I guess people like approaching us like for commercials, or I don't know, maybe eventually going to cons and like hosting panels for like certain shows and stuff, or shoujo shows that might come out. I feel like that would be really fun.
That would be great.
But yeah, that's like a really like that's far like
Like big dreams. Yeah.
big dreams and stuff. But yeah,
Hey, that's not that big. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would like to right now, if y'all would allow me to give you your flowers.
okay.
So I feel as if a lot of people talk about how shoujo doesn't get a lot of praise. We only look at shonen. We only look at these specific types, and just mostly men. Let's be real. Mostly men in general don't really give shoujo the correct respect that it deserves. For me personally, shonen was probably the first manga that I picked up and stuck with and really appreciated and enjoyed. So whenever I see somebody like actually touting shoujo and like pushing that to the forefront, I'm either always A, gonna support it, or B, check it out to see if it's something worth supporting. I just recently really got into your podcast, and I'm playing catch up. I'm going through the made some of my episodes now, but like I can't wait to get to the silent voice episodes that y'all did. I know y'all dropped one just yesterday.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool that like y'all decided, hey, you know what? We're gonna push this. We're gonna put this to the forefront. Y'all are gonna get this shoujo. You're gonna either like it or not. We're gonna explain to you what we feel about these points, holding no punches. I think it's a beautiful sight to see. It's one of those things I can play in the background and actually follow what's going on as I'm working, which is fucking amazing because I'm completely scatterbrained when it comes to stuff. So that's always a plus when I'm listening to a podcast and it's built that way. Your presentation, when I went and actually searched you guys up to say, hey, I want to do this interview, I looked at your website. I looked at just a lot of your just the graphics and stuff that you use, what you post on your Instagram. Everything looks very, very fucking professional, which is awesome. It looks great. It sounds great from an engineered standpoint. Yeah, this is something that like it was a no-brainer for me. And I'm gonna be honest with you, y'all were one of the first ones I reached out to be like, hey, I'm doing this new set of interviews right now. I need Shoujo Sundae on this. And this was around the time I think we were giving away tickets and we saw y'all pop up. I was like, no, this group right here, this shit gonna be something decent, and I need to get in tune with this. Um, Thank you for continuing to do this. Thank you for continuing to even spend as much time as you are just speaking to the microphone, giving your insight on certain stuff. Um, you're really opening spaces and waves for people who want to keep the shoujo wave alive and want to push this to the forefront. You're giving them the ability to look at this and say, damn, there are other people who actually look at this as well and actually appreciate it. Maybe I shouldn't be so bashful and shy about me saying, you know what, Aizu is my favorite manga, or being like, hey, I really love Sailor Moon, or being like, fuck, what's that new one that's on Shonen Jump app right now? I think it's Blue Box or something like that. um that shit is one of my favorites. Like, I get to go into these spaces and talk about shoujo and just like push it and celebrate it and not feel like a dweeb doing it, because people like you, I feel like, have my backs in the sense of, you know what, I can be proud to stand on top of this. And I need to be able to push this to other people so that they can ultimately come back and look at Shoujo Sunday like, damn, these niggas really pioneered this shit, and I'm gonna continue to tap in with them. So thank you. Thank you for continuing to do this. You have a fan in me. I will always and surely make sure that I'm tuning and tapping into your stuff. If I can't, I'm gonna at least just get in touch with y'all to see what's going on. I'm thoroughly excited for this new manga that y'all got coming down the way that y'all gonna be reviewing. I hope Marmalade Boy's in the tuck. Whatever the Ghibli ones are gonna be, I love Ghibli myself. Kiki's Delivery Service is my favorite movie of all time, so I can't wait to see what y'all like really coming up with. Whenever y'all do it, if you do that EP, Gianna, or that album, by all means, you got a listener in me. Chica, the fact that you were even able to meet Minmi, I'm already hating on you as is. I just hope you know this right now. But most importantly, thank you for even gracing the time and giving me the time just like to speak to you and let you know how much you're appreciated in this space. So I wanted to make sure y'all knew that.
Thank you so much, like, not only for just having us, but for giving us all of that validation. It means, like, so much. We put our heart and soul into Shoujo Sundae. It's like our creative baby. We love it so much. And like all of my time goes into like the episodes and getting the audio together, and it's so nice to hear your genuine thoughts about it, and that they're so nice. It touches my soul.
Yeah, I really I appreciate hearing that and stuff, because as much as like Gian and I like put into it, we actually don't hear back as much about the podcast. We'll be telling people like, okay, rate it 5 stars, or we'll have call to action on our social media, and we won't really hear from people. And so sometimes it's just really easy to just start doubting like ourselves. Like, okay, like I think that we're the shit, but are we really the shit? Like, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, I feel like we are. I mean, let me not act as if I'm like humble like that, because like, well,
so I told you all this.
I love it so much.
I told y'all all this. Chica was like, "Yeah, nigga, I know this. Thanks."
Hey, it is what it is, guys. I'm telling you, like, we were doing this planning. Like, I didn't want us to be like any other podcast, you know. So Gianna was just like, you know what? We're planning this out. We started talking last year, and we only just started putting out our episodes. So the amount of planning that went into it, of getting an actual like theme song created by the very lovely Paida, and also Pure Smile, who produced it, getting like our graphics done. Shout out to Sam, who's also known as Jello Plum on social media. She helped create our logo and like our main static image that we use, and all of these other artists that we've been able to work with for our different podcast segments that we use for audiograms. Like every single thing that we could possibly plan out and do, we've been doing it, and we just hope that, you know, more people find us. But yeah, like I said, you know, it's easy to kind of get doubtful, even if I think like, you know, like we know what we're doing, you know, like I'm using all the knowledge that I've got to put us to the forefront. But it's easy to, you know, doubt yourself when you don't see the response. So I really appreciate you giving us our flowers.
So to that point, I want to do a call to action myself. People there listening right now, you've effectively listened to this episode in full. Like, share, subscribe, of course. But most importantly, as you're following us, please make sure you're following Shoujo Sundae as well, giving them the 5 stars that they need on these DSPs, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all of those that you can find that you're listening to. Make sure you give them their flowers that they deserve so that they can continue giving you that fire content. Where can they actually find you as well?
Well, we are across socials at Shoujo Sundae. So if you're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, even YouTube, we're at Shoujo Sundae.
Yeah.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between, that's another episode of Air It Out, brought to you by your host, Bonnie. This has been a great episode, I'd say personally. Again, Shoujo Sundae is going to be the place to be. That's what you want to listen to on your weekly basis. They just did Maid Sama. It's fucking hilarious. They're now doing a silent voice. They just dropped the second part of that now. There's a lot more great content coming along the way. Make sure you tap in just like the way that I'm tapped in with this. But most importantly, always remember to continue to keep your head in the clouds.